Welcome to the web exclusive 6:30 Point of View Measure 3 debate. Again, I want to thank the North Dakota Farm Union's President, Woody Barth, also North Dakota Farm Bureau's President, Doyle Johannes. Gentlemen, again, thanks for doing this extended version of this. Obviously, very, very important to North Dakota. A couple of other key questions that are coming up we didn't get a chance to do for the television hotbox is this. I think a lot of people, and Doyle, I'm going to start with you. Does Measure 3 do anything to override the state's authority to manage land or otherwise change the way planning and zoning takes place for cities and townships?
No, we think absolutely not. That this is a measure that is about practices, that it does not override zoning, which the legislature has the authority to delegate that power if they so deserve to the townships or counties or cities, whatever. And we do not feel that this has anything to do with the scope, location, and size of say, a feedlot or a finishing barn or something like that. That still is regulated, will be regulated by the political subdivisions, and that we don't feel it has anything to do with, and it's not our intent to try to override any laws or anything like that. It's just to protect the practices that are good for farming and ranching in North Dakota.
Woody, do you want to comment on that?
The constitutional amendment says it will not abridge any laws here in North Dakota, so we do question that, the unintended consequences of what this measure might do, a constitutional measure. Will it supersede state laws, policies that regulate agriculture? We believe that there is a very good possibility that could happen, being it is a constitutional amendment. Again, this is a good reason for the North Dakota legislature to deal with this issue, make sure family farmers and ranchers are protected, as well as all citizens of North Dakota.
Now, you've seen, obviously, the Fargo Forum, Bismarck Tribune, Grand Forks Herald, Williston are all coming out in favor of Measure 3. But there was an interesting article that was against it. And Doyle, I want to pose this to you and then get your thoughts on it, Woody. A gentleman out of Williston talks about a Purdue University professor and his research showing that genetically modified crops can pose serious damage to the public. His question within his piece was, would Measure 3 prevent the legislature from taking any action against the use of genetically modified crops?
Well, first off, I don't agree with the statement that they pose a health risk. I mean, the hundreds of millions of dollars that these companies go through to get this license, this genetically modified material, the biotechnology that they go through, and I don't think there's any scientific evidence that I've seen yet that proves that it is dangerous. However, I think just like we have the freedom of speech in this country, but we have to pull down the political advertisements, right? On voting day, I mean, there are limits. There are limits. It's not wide open. You can't say anything, anytime, any place. And we feel this is the same way. There's going to be some, and it's probably going to take the court system to fully define what is allowable and what isn't. That you don't harm some other person for your right. That it's good for the state and for our industry. But I think it doesn't necessarily give you the license to do whatever you feel like doing.
Want to comment on that, Woody?
Again, we go back to what the measure reads. It will be in the Constitution if it does pass. No law shall abridge the right of family farmers and ranchers to use modern technology. Is GMO a modern technology? Yes, there's no doubt about that. Is it safe? There's no doubt about that. We've used many GMO products as family farmers and ranchers. It's safe, that these products are safe. But will it restrict or will it be abridged the right of somebody else to move forward in agriculture? That's a question that's going to be left up to somebody else, and it'll probably be decided again within the court systems by a legal team.
But again, then if GMOs, in your opinion, are safe and modern farming is helping enhance farmers and ranchers across the country, why is that a bad thing in your opinion?
Yeah, the lawsuit would probably be about intrusion of another neighbor or another family farmer, about intrusion of their right to move forward with their practices, whether it be GMO and or other products.
I want to give you guys both a chance for sort of a closing statement to ask, obviously, people how you want them to vote come November 6th. But just from kind of walking around, talking to family and friends, Woody, a lot of people I'm asking them, why would the North Dakota Farmers Union be against this? I think a lot of people see the Farm Bureau as a right-leaning group, the Farmers Union as a left-leaning group. People are saying to me, hey, maybe it's just strictly politics on part of the Farmers Union. You say?
I say membership-driven organization. Our membership set the policy. A year ago, they said we want to be opposed to this measure. This is not good for agriculture. It does not need to be in the Constitution. As leaders of the organization, we as leaders follow the wishes of the members. This policy, this constitutional amendment is not what we want to see.
There's currently nothing in our Constitution now that protects the ag industry in the state, is there?
No.
Doesn't that seem odd with the #1 ag state in the country?
Could be, but But there are many laws in North Dakota that protect agriculture, help agriculture move forward. So there's other industries that aren't protected by the Constitution as well.
Doyle, you kind of smirked at that. Your thoughts?
Well, I was just thinking about the I guess I'm going to disagree with Woody here. That what I was told that came out of their delegate session is that they were opposed until they had more information on our amendment and I feel that we gave them the information and that, but for whatever reason they decided to not listen to that. But I or not agree with what we said and what our intent.
So do you believe it is political?
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to talk for the organization. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. But I just feel like this is something that we've had support from across the state. From, like you said earlier, we've had from across from the governor to the ag commissioners to, in fact, there's a lot of farmers union members that did support us and did sign our petition to get it on the ballot. And that, so we just feel that this is a good thing for North Dakota.
I want to give you each 90 seconds. Doyle, I'm going to start with you. Just sort of a closing statement, why people should vote. Obviously, in your opinion, yes on November 6th. In yours, no. Doyle, you got 90 seconds.
Well, once again, I think this is good for North Dakota to help protect what we've had and what we've been so blessed with for the past many, many years. And we want to make sure that farming and ranching is a viable industry into the future for the next generations. And that's why we decided to come up with this proactive approach to the constitutional amendment that would put it in the state constitution to protect us for many years so that we wouldn't have to go back and revisit this every few years in the legislature, and that it would help give some protection from outside organizations that would try to come in and change and manipulate our laws and what we can do and can't do in this state, which they've already did in many other states around the country, and that have basically put an end to a lot of agriculture in those, especially animal agriculture in those states.
That might be the first time ever in a debate that a person didn't use all their time. That's pretty rare. So Woody, you got 90 seconds if you want the entire 90 seconds.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for this opportunity to discuss the issues of Measure 3. Again, we believe that family farming and ranchers need to be protected in North Dakota, but we do not believe that the constitutional amendment is the way to go about that. There are statutory requirements in North Dakota to help protect family farmers and ranchers, and we believe that's the way to go forward. If there are greater needs, we'll go to the North Dakota legislature, help work with the legislature to address those needs. Our members wanted clarification on this issue, and we believe we didn't get clarification. There's still a lot of questions of what the word modern means, how that would be applied in the court of law, laws, practices that are abridged. We have questions about that. So as we analyze this, there's a lot of questions that remain, a lot of unanswered questions of how it would affect family farming and ranching here in North Dakota. Once it's in the Constitution, it is sacred, and that's why we believe that the Constitution is something that does not need to be amended at the first glance. It's a sacred document, and we believe that the laws within North Dakota will help protect us and help family farmers and ranchers feed the world and feed the nation.
Here's my only request to both of you. Will you please both run for office? Neither one of you use the full 90 seconds. We don't need all those airbag politicians out there all the time. But thank you, gentlemen, very much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate that a bunch. Again,
Chris.
Measure 3, obviously very, very important in the state of North Dakota. Ag still the #1 industry. You hear a lot of talk about energy, but it is still ag that is the #1 industry here in the state. Hopefully this helped figure out how you're going to vote come November 6th. As always, appreciate you watching these web-exclusive 6:30 Point of View debates and interviews. Have a great day.